Aryna Sabalenka should be in the Wimbledon finals right now, and she should be celebrating becoming the new world #1, but instead she's on a flight back to Florida after losing yet another important match that she should have won. At some point, we have to say enough is enough. Yes, Ons Jabeur is into her second consecutive Wimbledon final after beating world #2 Aryna Sabalenka 6-7, 6-4, 6-3. I first want to start this video off by giving props and giving flowers to Ons Jabeur. She completely earned this win. She fought extremely hard to come back from that deficit, and not only did she play well against Sabalenka, but she's been playing well the entire tournament, beating Bianca Andreescu, Petra Kvitova, Elena Rybakina, and now, of course, Sabalenka. That's 4 Grand Slam champions back-to-back. So she definitely deserves her spot in the championship match. And I do also want to say that I will be doing a proper Wimbledon women's final preview coming in the next day or so be on the lookout for that. Now, getting into this match, Sabalenka honestly was outplayed by Jabeur in that opening set, but she somehow managed to find a way to win it in a tight opening set tiebreaker, and it was kind of similar to the Roland Garros semifinals where Muchova was the better player, honestly, for the first 2 sets, but somehow Sabalenka managed to grab that second set. Now, Aryna also, like that Muchova match, was in a strong position to win this match, as she was up 7-6, 4-3, up a set and a break, and she had 2 game points. That first game point at 40-30 is really nothing that she could have done much differently. She had a strong second serve at 106 miles per hour, but Jabeur just hit a really good return deep at her feet, and Sabalenka just popped up a short ball, and Jabeur finished it with a drop shot winner. Now, the second game point at add-in is where Sabalenka really is going to be kicking herself, because she did hit a first serve in. Jabeur hit a pretty normal return, and Sabalenka just hit a not wild forehand, but just missed a forehand wide that she had no business missing. It was a routine neutral ball forehand. Now, even after Sabalenka got broken to bring us at 4 apiece, she put herself in another position to honestly close out the match as she went up 40-30 break point on Jabeur's serve. However, yet again, she fumbled, the nerves got to her, and she missed a wild forehand long, and she ultimately lost that game, and she was broken at 30 to give Jabeur the set and the entire momentum. The match kind of totally shifted in Jabeur's favor at the 3-2 game, where I think Sabalenka went up 30-love, but then Jabeur got it back to 40-30 in her favor, and it was a really long back and forth game. Sabalenka had a game point. I think she had multiple game point opportunities, but she at least had 1 game point opportunity, but she was unable to close. I mean, it was honestly curtains from there. That being said, even though she was down 5-2, even though she faced match points in that 5-2 game, Sabalenka really had a strong chance to come back and win this match. I say this because she was able to get it out of that 5-2 game, bring it to 5-3 to force Jabeur to close it out. And in that 5-3 game, you could just see Ons was missing first serves. She looked shaky. She looked off balance. Any other player would have made Ons Jabeur play and would have made Ons Jabeur earn the win, but not Aryna Sabalenka. Sabalenka missed neutral ball rallies those first 2 points, and she ultimately went down low 40, and she did well to win 2 points in a row to bring it back to 40-30, but by the time, she just dug herself in too deep of a hole to get out of. Jabeur hit a good serve, 40-30, closed it out, and that was honestly the story of the match. Too many times where Sabalenka missed neutral ball rallies, missed shots, but then she plays 2 good points, and she puts herself in position to, maybe claw herself back. But then, of course, Jabeur, she's a top 10 player. She's going to have points where she just hits good shots. It's too good. Then that's why you have Sabalenka losing games, because she's not clean enough. She does not hunker down and play a clean game. She knows that she has a good serve. She's able to, serve her way out of trouble. But her return game really killed her this match. She really did not even give herself an opportunity to get into these return games and ultimately win the points and then win the games of these return games, because she oftentimes just tried to go for winners off the returns, or she just missed them. Just missed them. Didn't even try to put the ball back in play. Just missed the first, second, or third shots. Ons knew that if I keep the ball in play for at least 6 times, Sabalenka's going to miss. Or she's either going to miss or hit an outright winner. But unfortunately for her, she hit more unforced errors than she did winners. She hit 39 winners and 45 unforced errors. Focusing back on the return aspect of things, Ons' serve was not that good where she should be holding that easily. Sabalenka, oftentimes, she struggled. She had to claw her way out of trouble on her serve. That's ridiculous. Sabalenka only had 3 breakpoint looks on Ons' serve, while Ons had 10 breakpoint opportunities. That's ridiculous. The problem to me is not so much her game style, but I feel like it's her mind, obviously the mental aspect of it, and her coaching. Because first focusing on the coaching thing, how do you as a coach not tell your player when the going gets tough to trust your game, trust that you can hang in rallies? The thing about Aryna is she has the game to where she can hit for big targets. That's one of the big things that she's improved upon this year. She can extend the rallies a little bit more until she gets that final kill shot, and then she can win the point. Like it's a tried and true recipe for her. So why does she revert back to that playing style of trying to go for winners, just hitting random balls out or in the net? And a lot of times it looks like she has no control over her shots still. I thought we escaped that issue this year, but we still have times where she's pulling up off on her forehand, missing balls long, missing balls in the net she has no business missing. It's getting old. And maybe I'm gonna give the coach a little bit of a bone. Maybe it's Aryna. Maybe it's her where she gets to that point of she just panics. And honestly, I have anxiety personally, and I know, just reflecting back on my own game, what it looks like to be playing tennis with anxiety. And it looks like Aryna Sabalenka, it looks like she's having panic attacks out there. The way that she misses, the way that she absolutely combusts out there when she's in a winning position. That Mukova match, that she had no reason to be fumbling like that from 5-2. 40-30 up like that against Mukova. On the topic of her other semifinal fumbles, she's lost now 5 semifinals. She's 1-5 in slam semifinals. She won that lone semifinal at the Australian Open against Magna Linette, and I thought that finally the semifinal curse would be over, but of course, as I keep mentioning, the Mukova match told us that was otherwise, and the Demons, of course, now double confirmed with this Jabeur loss, are still definitely present. I will give her a pass for that Pliskova loss that she suffered at the 2021 Wimbledon Championships. In that semifinal, she really did not choke at all. Pliskova was just the better player in the end. Now, the past 4 semifinal losses, though, were all on Sabalenka's racket, and they all literally had similar types of collapses. In the 2021 US Open semifinal against Leylah Fernandez, Aryna was up 4-1 in the first set, was up 6-5, 40-30 set point, and still fumbled that first set. Ultimately lost in the tiebreaker. She managed to win the second set, but she still lost the third set, 6-4. I remember watching that match live and just being utterly dumbfounded by how Sabalenka just collapsed towards the end of that match. She was broken at love to Fernandez, literally hitting 4 unforced errors, back to back to back to back. The serve is often a big tell for Sabalenka whenever she does choke and whenever she does feel the pressure of the big moment, as in the US Open semifinal loss last year to Iga Swiatek, when Aryna served upper break. First of all, she was up 4-2 in that third set, but she was still upper break at 4-3 in the third set. In that 4-3 game, she didn't make a single first serve the entire game, and she was broken at love. Granted, yes, Iga did hit some good shots, but it makes all the difference when you make your first serve. As Aryna, whenever she does make her first serve, she's able to put herself in positions where she's able to control the points, and plus, oftentimes, she's able to get free points off either aces or unreturnables. This collapse against Jabeur was kind of on the same playing field against Swiatek, but it was still a match that she had no business losing, and it's why I'm making this video now, because it's a trend now. 4 semifinals you should have won. And to have back-to-back semifinal chokes like this, it's crazy. I'm tired of having to trash celebratory tweets of you, Aryna, praising you. Don't get this twisted, y'all. I might be, hard on Aryna, but I'm a big fan of hers. She's probably top 5 favorite player of mine. Of right now on the tour, top 3, I'd say. So I want the best for her. These losses are gutting me as a fan. It's heartbreaking to me. I literally made a graphic of her being number 1, trying to even think of edgy videos to make of her, talking about her rise from struggling on double faulting, her talking about wanting to become a Grand Slam champion, wanting to become world number 1 in the Netflix documentary, to now this. But now I can't even do that. I can't even praise you, Aryna. I can't do that. That's why I'm so upset. I want to praise you. I want to give you your flowers, but I can't. And that's what's upsetting me. You're supposed to be Serena Williams' daughter. Everyone says, oh, Aryna reminds me of Serena. There's so many parallels between Aryna Sabalenka and Serena Williams. But Serena wouldn't do this at your big age. Serena would not do this at 25 years old, Aryna. She would close off these matches. Now, Serena Williams at 30, at 37, 38, 39, 40, she would do that. I do have this theory, I just made it myself today, that Serena's choking capabilities, choking tendencies towards the end of her career rubbed off a little bit on her daughter Aryna, and that's why we're having these type of issues. In all seriousness, Aryna just makes things harder for herself by giving up free points with stupid errors, which robs herself of games and ultimately matches and ultimately titles, big titles. The reason why I'm so passionate about this is because we're watching in real time a player not cash in on her big potential. On Sunday, she should be holding her 4th Grand Slam title. She should be at least like 20 weeks, honestly more than that, but like 20 weeks at world number 1. She should be going for the Aryna Slam, 3 Grand Slams in a row. She should be going for the calendar slam, y'all. She should be going for the calendar slam. That's how good she is. Even with the mental issues, Aryna Sabalenka, I'm giving her flowers, y'all. Aryna Sabalenka has made 4 consecutive Grand Slam semifinals. Do you realize how brilliant that is? And I have to give her props, y'all, because it was down bad for us. Rena's Army. It was bad for Rena's Army last year. You know, she was down 6-2, 5-1 to Kai Kanepi, I believe, in the second round of the US Open, and she turned it around. And ever since that match, she's had a career resurgence. I say all this to say it could be worse, but simultaneously, it could be better. She could be among the best when it's all said and done. I'm not saying that she should be having 20 Grand Slams, but I think 10 or double digits is definitely not unreasonable. At least 7 Grand Slams, but she might not even get to 2. She already has a pretty complete game. Her power is unmatched. Her serve is excellent. She has a big forehand, has a big backhand. She's decent up at net. She's a decent mover. There's no reason why she should not be dominating the women's tour. Right there with Iga and Rebecca, but she should be the one dominating, I feel. I know this video was very negative, y'all, but I'm gonna try to end it on a positive note. Sabalenka, as I just mentioned, she has accomplished so much, and she is still relatively young at 25, and she still has time to work this out. And she has won a Grand Slam semifinal before, so it's not like she's just trying to get a big monkey off her back. And she's won a Grand Slam before, so she knows that it can be done. It's also not like she's lost to scrubs. She's lost to high-quality opponents. Iga Swiatek, Ons Jabeur, Karolina Muchova, Karolina Pliskova, Lily Fernandez. That match is unexcusable. But anyways, those other 4, good players. Aryna also still has a relatively decent shot at becoming world number 1, as she has less points to defend at the US Open, as she lost in the semifinals, while Iga, of course, won the whole dang thing. In a twisted way, I honestly am glad that Sabalenka lost this match, because it was the perfect test to see whether she could handle being world number 1 with the pressure riding on her, and unfortunately, she failed. When Aryna's ready to step up and ready to take her moment and take the title of being world number 1 and the best player on tour, she'll take it. Simple as that. But in the meantime, we're gonna keep having heartbreaking losses like these. If y'all stayed to the end of this crazy video, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Aryna fumbling these matches, and whether you even believe that she is choking, and whether you just feel that those players were just too good in those pressure moments. Also, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post the Wimbledon Women's Final Preview. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. I'm Christian Bass Knight. Holla.